Hello everyone and welcome to the STAR program training. Thanks so much for joining us as we talk about our long-awaited and anticipated STAR program. Today I will give you a thorough overview of the STAR program. We will be talking about VR and school district roles and responsibilities in regards to STAR and demonstrate how to navigate through the online STAR portal, which will allow districts to make STAR referrals. This webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded onto our STAR program page for future review. In addition, a frequently asked question guide will be created with all of the participant questions and made available also on the STAR webpage. Under the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, pre-employment transition services are offered to students with disabilities without requiring them to apply for or be found eligible for VR. Students who are referred to STAR will not be traditional VR customers. What does this mean, you ask? Well, instead of an application, students need only be referred to VR by identified school district staff to receive those pre-employment transition services through STAR. And STAR stands for Student Transition Activities Record. Students who participate in STAR are referred to as STAR participants. Through the STAR program, VR will deliver specific or limited pre-employment transition services such as the ones on your screen. These will include career exploration counseling, work readiness training, community-based work experiences, and self-advocacy training. As mentioned in my visits last year, VR services supplement, not supplant, the services that are being offered in school. We are also aware with the new graduation requirements that most of the school day is spent on academics. VR is able to provide these pre-employment transition services when it is convenient for students, which would be after school, evenings, weekends, summer break, winter break, leaving time in the school day for students to access their core academic classes. This slide provides an expansive list of activities and/or skills that students may be able to access while they're engaged in pre-employment transition services. Please note, career exploration counseling, work readiness training, and work experiences are currently available in Florida's VR system through VR providers. Self-advocacy training will be available soon, and we will talk more about that in the later slides to come. To participate in STAR, participants must meet the following requirements. They must be at least 15 years of age, but not more than 21 years of age. They must be enrolled in a secondary or post-secondary education or training program. They must have an IEP or 504 plan, and not be a current VR applicant or customer. I know some of this information is slightly different than what we talked about when we met last year, but we did receive additional clarification from the rules and regs that were distributed this summer. Please know that if a student does not have an IEP or 504 plan, students should be encouraged to apply to VR where eligibility can be determined for them. STAR services will be available until the STAR participant is no longer interested in receiving STAR services. So for example, if you have a student who has reached his or her goals for that service and now feels prepared, they have a completed resume, they have that work experience, they now have those skills that will help them to be successful in a job, they can end STAR services. If the student exits a secondary or post-secondary education or training program, STAR services would end. They would also end if the student applies for VR services. Why a student might apply or need to apply for services will be covered on the next slide. While eligibility is being determined, participants can continue to receive pre-employment transition services through STAR. And if a STAR participant is not found eligible for VR, he or she can again gain access to those pre-employment transition services as a STAR participant. Any student with a disability can be referred to STAR. However, it is important to remember that pre-employment transition services only include specific services. Students who are referred to STAR should be self-directed and require a little support to access and participate in these services. If students require additional or intensive support services such as post-secondary education or training, supported employment, time-limited treatment, job placement, employment-related assistive technology and devices, and/or transportation, school districts should think about encouraging students to apply to VR where these additional services may be available. If the school district staff is unsure whether to refer students to STAR or that traditional VR program, please contact your local office for a consultation. They'll be happy to talk to you about that student's needs. Although pre-employment transition services are offered beginning at the age of 15, VR has developed material describing these STAR services for school district staff to share with students and their families beginning at the age of 14. For more information on STAR, school districts may visit our STAR program page, which can be accessed from our Transition Youth RehabWorks.org page. Here, viewers may access our newest brochure, Building Careers for Transition Students in English, Spanish, and Creole. And here you have a screenshot of our webpage. So when you go to rehabworks.org, you click on Transition Youth, and you see the STAR program, which then brings you to this information. And the links to the brochures are right here in blue. Now we're going to get into the technical part of STAR. There have been VR technicians identified in each area who will be assigned to STAR. These individuals, referred to as VR Youth Techs, take on a counselor role and create the request for services in STAR. VR Youth Techs are responsible to meet with students and parents and guardians if the student is under 18 to provide additional pre-employment transition service and provider information. The VR Youth Tech will be the primary VR contact for schools, and they are expected to communicate regularly with and provide local level referral consultation and technical assistance to school district representatives. VR has developed a user-friendly web-based system that will enhance the efficiency of making STAR referrals. This portal can be accessed by going to www.star.rehabworks.org or by going through our transition page on rehabworks.org. If you remember when we met last year, I talked about another paper referral that would be used for these services. Our IT department felt that they could find a better way to make these referrals more easily input and accessed by our staff. So to do so, they created this web portal, and we're very happy about that. When an account is first created for the school district staff, they will receive an email with their temporary password. Users must navigate to the STAR Services web form and enter their username, which is their official school email address, and the temporary password that gets sent in the email. After users log on for the first time and change their password, they are automatically directed to the STAR web form home screen. The STAR program has been designated to be mobile device friendly, so it can be used on iPad or an iPhone. For assistance with future login issues, STAR users may access the VR STAR Services Login and Password Reset User Guide, which can be found in the Help section of the STAR web form. And there you have a picture of the cover so you know what it looks like. There are two school district roles in STAR. These are the point of contact and the school district representative. We will now be going into each of these roles and responsibilities in more depth. Every district has been assigned a point of contact, which is currently the ESE director. The point of contact is the technical liaison between the district and VR. He or she has the role of deciding who will make STAR referrals in each school and create those accounts for these individuals. As mentioned in the introduction, STAR participants must have an IEP or 504 plan. Since many ESE directors from smaller districts are also student service directors, the point of contact can be the same person. However, for larger districts who have a separate person responsible for 504 plans, an additional point of contact can be identified by contacting me at 850-245-3347 or by sending me an email to sheila.ward@vr.fldoe.org. Don't worry about noting that because that does come at the end of the presentation, so you have that to look at. It is important to note that most charter schools function under a public school district. In those instances, the point of contact will be able to assign charter school staff to make the referrals. There are, however, a number of charter schools already identified with point of contacts. These include FAU Lab School, FSU Lab School, FAMU Lab School, UF Lab School, Florida Virtual School, FSDB, and Lake Wales Charter School. Referrals for students who are homeschooled are the responsibility of their home district and should be submitted by the school district representative who is selected to submit referrals for the student's home school. There are a number of students with disabilities in private or faith-based schools who, if they have or have ever had an IEP or 504 plan, or are attending the school under the McKay Scholarship, can be referred for STAR services. Since our only mechanism is for school districts to make STAR referrals, these referrals will go through the district. In this situation, the point of contact will be able to assign the private school staff, like they do for other schools, to make their own referrals in STAR. Each private school will be added, if requested, in writing so that they can make their own referrals. Students in private or faith-based schools who do not have or have never had an IEP or 504 plan and are also not using their McKay Scholarship to attend the school must go through traditional VR to determine eligibility for pre-employment transition services, and this includes an application being submitted. The school district representative is the individual chosen by the school district point of contact to create STAR referrals. In order to complete the referral, it is important for the school district representative to be familiar with the services in STAR and available through STAR. They should be familiar with the students to determine if STAR will meet the individual students' needs, or if the traditional VR route would be better suited. They should share STAR information with students and their families or provide VR contact information, obtain required signatures, dates, and permissions, complete the STAR referrals, and enter and then submit those referrals. Please note that district point of contacts may also choose to be the school district representative if having one at each school is not preferred. The account management dashboard is where points of contact manage all of the school district representatives, the user accounts for their district. Here, they can see all of the existing accounts, edit or delete those accounts, and create or register new accounts. To register a new account, the point of contact would click on the Register User button at the top right of the point of contact dashboard. This opens the Register User screen, which contains the following fields: school district, username, and so you are aware the school district representative's username would be the official school email address, their title, first name, middle initial, and last name, phone number, and extension. The point of contact will enter the information for the new user and click the Save button to save the information, or they can click Cancel to return to the point of contact dashboard without saving. Please note that this information will be gathered and provided to the VRU techs in each of the local offices so they know who that contact would be. Also, we will be collecting the names of the VRU techs and providing that to the school district representatives and points of contact so you have their contact information as well. We want to make sure that everyone is able to access each other through this process. To edit an existing user account, click on the blue pencil icon for that user. This opens up the Update User screen where the point of contact can update the name, phone number, district, and username for that user. Click Save to save the changes, or Cancel to return to the point of contact dashboard without saving. To delete an existing user account, the point of contact would click on the red trash can icon for that user. A confirmation message appears asking, "Are you sure you wish to delete this account?" The point of contact would click delete to delete the account or cancel to return to the point of contact dashboard without deleting. Again, we really tried to make this user-friendly. The school district representatives are the only district personnel who can make referrals, as I mentioned earlier, for those students within their schools for STAR services by completing the STAR services web form. These individuals are assigned by the school district point of contact. The web form site for school district representatives consists of 4 parts. The STAR web form, which allows school district representatives a quick, user-friendly way of referring their students with disabilities to VR for those STAR services. The account menu, which allows school district representatives to update their account profiles or log out of the STAR web form. The Contact Us link, which provides contact information that school district representatives can use to ask questions and receive guidance if needed, and also provides a link to our page on rehabworks.org where they can find out more information on STAR. And lastly, includes a web form help menu which contains the STAR web form user guide that provides detailed information and step-by-step instructions to help you navigate through the process of completing and submitting the STAR referral web form to VR for further processing. The STAR web form contains 6 tabs. The first 5 tabs gather specific referral information. The last tab includes an acknowledgement by the school district representative that the student being referred has been identified as a student with a disability and he or she has permission to make a referral. Also on this tab, school district representatives are able to confirm all of the information entered and select the appropriate action for the web form. Tab 1 is where the referral process begins. It requires a student's Social Security number be entered, which will allow the school district representative to verify whether the student already exists in the STAR system. Please note that the school district representative must enter required information on each slide in order to proceed to the next. Tab 2 allows the school district representative to enter necessary information required, as denoted by the red asterisk, to receive STAR services. This information includes the student's first and last name, date of birth. Please keep in mind that the student being referred must be 21 years or younger, their phone number, gender, address, county, and email address. The email address is not required but should be provided if available. It will make getting in touch with students a little bit easier for us. Tab 3 provides contact information for the school district representative submitting the STAR referral. This includes his or her title, name, contact information, and school. Tab 4 allows the school district representative to select the appropriate accommodations the student may need to speak with VR youth techs about STAR services and providers. Please note when boxes 3 and 4 are checked, text boxes appear providing space for explanations. When the other accommodations required box is checked, a text box appears as well. Students needing accommodations not available while receiving STAR services will have the option of applying to VR for pre-employment transition services. School district representatives use tab 6, the STAR Services tab, to identify the pre-employment transition services the student is requesting or being referred for. These include career exploration counseling, work readiness training, community-based work experience, and self-advocacy training. As a reminder, there are examples of each included on slide 4 of this training. Please keep in mind that pre-employment transition services options may be limited based on the availability in your local area. Students who participate in STAR services should be self-directed and require little support. If students do require additional or intensive support services, such as the services outlined on slide 7, they should be encouraged to apply to VR. Please note that the self-advocacy courses have been designed and the curriculum has been developed. We are in the process of adding this service to our system and will provide training to our providers. Please do not check off this service in STAR for right now. As soon as self-advocacy training is available to STAR students, you will be notified. Tab 6 allows school district representatives to review and, if needed, edit the information they've entered. They can also use the previous button to return to the prior tab. Once school district representatives have completed and reviewed the STAR web form, they are ready to take the last step and submit it. Before submitting the Finish button, though, school district representatives must acknowledge that they have permission to make the referral by checking off the confirmation box. As a reference, the language in paragraph 2 of the ESE Parent Notice and Consent to Invite an Outside Agency Representative provides this consent, giving the district parental guardian permission to make a referral. Also, as previously mentioned, only students who have IEPs or 504 plans may be referred for STAR services. Since these documents are not required for STAR, it is important for the school district representative to understand that when they check the confirmation box, they are also attesting that the students being referred are students with a disability. When the acknowledgement box is checked, school district representatives will click the Finish to submit the referral web form to VR for further processing. As a reminder, the web form help menu contains the STAR referral web form user guide that provides detailed information and step-by-step instructions to help school district representatives complete the STAR referrals. District point of contacts will receive their introductory emails following these trainings and should be received no later than Friday, the 21st, October 21st. If these emails are not received by close of business Friday, please let me know. Once registered in STAR, the points of contact are then invited to begin creating their school district representative user accounts. Districts and local VR staff should revisit the streamlined VR referral process that was developed after my visits last year. It is likely that STAR referrals can be incorporated into this process without much revision. Although STAR participants can be monitored on the follow-up tracking tool that was also developed between district and VR staff, we are looking to create or generate monthly reports to district points of contact that will provide information on student referrals made at each school as well as their STAR status, so where students are in the process, what services are being received, etc. Until this reporting system is in place, however, VR Youth Techs can provide this information to school district representatives, and STAR administrators can provide this information to school districts' points of contact. For this purpose, you may contact me for this information, and I will have this available for you. I'd like to leave you with one last thought as we end this training. As mandated by WIOA, VR is tasked to be the primary provider of pre-employment transition services to youth with disabilities. We have developed the means. Now we need you, our school district partners, to make the referrals that will allow us to serve these youth. Truly, this is a collaborative effort, and we look forward to working closely with you to reach our common goals of improving the transition outcomes for youth with disabilities. I thank you for joining me and look forward to working closely with you in the future. Have a great day.